breathe as I sort of entered the building and just feel this like really nice feeling of that you're walking into a space where there's other people kind of like you.
Yes.
Did you?
When I got over the stairs.
Yes. Well, I think it's a tactic by the people that own this building to make sure that we're like the fittest version of ourselves possible, right? I don't know. I mean, there's been a few times when I've had to walk up those stairs with heavy suitcases and I've been like, you know, God damn it, fix that left. Anyway, I'm Bella. Some of you I know, some of you I don't know at all. I am here from Australia, as you may tell by my accent. I've escaped, and right now I've just taken a massive life change. So hopefully some of the things that I can talk to you about tonight will inspire you at different stages of your journey. And also give you a bit more awareness of how to really step into something that is authentically you. Okay. So my story, I spent about 15 years in the corporate world as a management consultant here in London and New York and in Asia. I delivered about $5 billion worth of value to the FTSE 100 and Fortune 500 by the time I was 30. I'm a world champion sailor and a Tedx pitch Sydney winner this year. And I'm a really cool, fun chick. All of that. And I've lived in lots of different countries in the world and I've done lots of really cool work. However, a couple of years ago, my whole life turned upside down in a moment. And everything I knew about the world, the way I knew how to make money, the way I knew how to be in a relationship, the way I knew how to interact with my environment and my health, all fell apart in the space of time, a very short amount of time actually. And it actually was triggered by my partner waking up one morning and telling me that it was over. And we were very intertwined at that time. So we had a business, we had a relationship obviously, we had a home, a dog, and my whole life in one instance was fairly well fucked over, to be frank. And I'd been getting a few signs for quite some years because actually, to be honest, I was done with the corporate world. My last corporate role, I was getting bullied. I was in a really senior leadership position at one of the world's top companies, and I really hated my life. I went to work crying every day. And to be frank, I just decided that there must be more to this, and there must be more about creating an authentic experience that is really going to turn you on and light you up and leverage your skills and talents in a way that nobody else in the universe can package like you. So I went through a huge wake-up call, and I went on a journey of self-discovery and self-development for about the last 18 months to 2 years. And I guess what I learnt about this experience is that, number one, I didn't put any pressure on myself in the beginning to figure out what the hell I was meant to be doing in my career. I gave myself complete permission to play and step into authenticity around what I wanted to be in this world, which really was starting to reconnect with who I was as a child, what I was damn passionate about, and what really turned me on in life. And so literally I spent 3 to 6 months just experimenting, doing lots of different things, retraining in NLP, doing yoga teacher training, traveling, taking photos, developing amazing deep relationships, all with a view to just trust and let go that the answer with the career would emerge. So that was about 18 months ago. And as I was going on, I learned a whole bunch of stuff. And basically these guiding principles, I call them, are really around how I would say the best approach to changing your career and stepping into authenticity. And I guess the question was posed to me tonight, what does escaping mean for you? And the way I like to answer that is that the word escape to me means moving away from a state. Whereas I like to think about it about moving towards a state. Okay, so there are away from people and there are towards people. Away from people want to get something out of their experience and replace it. Towards people want to build something. So I would much rather say that we are moving towards a space where we're getting super authentic with who we are and what we want to be in the world. So for me, escaping is about creating an authentic you. And that not only matters for your career, but it also matters for your life and who you are in this world and what you want to be. And there are 4 or 5 principles that became apparently obvious as to be able to start on this kind of process. The first one was that I needed to build my tribe. Okay, you cannot change your career and change your life if you are surrounded by people on a day-to-day basis that fuck with your brain and make you feel like you're an idiot. Okay, I learnt this lesson super fast. Okay, surround yourself in the right tribe. Coming to this community, being part of this community is one thing that you can do. Okay, I would not speak about this like any more highly. It's one of the most critical things to do if you are considering changing your life and escaping. Okay, the second thing is that you must nurture your body so that it nurtures you. Okay. We may feel that it's okay, I can do all the work, I can come to lots of workshops, I can learn about how to be an entrepreneur, I can be awesome, right? I will know exactly what I need to do when I escape. But let me tell you, the world of being an entrepreneur is probably 10 times more crazy as what it is to being in your corporate job. And if you're not healthy and your body is not in good shape, your likelihood of being a successful entrepreneur is quite low. So I would recommend that going through this transition period, if you're choosing to do this, that you really focus on nurturing your body. The third area is nurturing your mind. Okay, so again, we've spent a lot of time on retraining and learning all these functional skills. We have existing sabotage patterns that do everything that they can to try and screw us over. So if you don't become a master of your mind, when you get on the other side and you've escaped, then basically you will find a way to sabotage like what I did. So I tried to step out, and then I didn't do the necessary mind work to believe in myself and back myself and love myself enough. And I went back. And then my body just went into all kinds of shutdown and breakdown because it just knew it was in shock and didn't want to be there. So I would just say engage in the right support to support the development and the mental health aspect of your life. The final thing that I would say is, in considering an escape journey, is focusing 100% on falling in love with yourself first and being completely courageous around being you and re-engineering the identity that you want to create for yourself. Because one of the things that was the biggest decoupling experience for me leaving the corporate world was my identity was tied to the amount of money that I was making. And I was making shitloads of money. You know, like, I didn't even care what my bank balance was because I didn't even need to look at it, right? But my whole ego was tied to that. And then when I came out and I was experimenting and I was playing, thankfully I was covering my costs because I was quite entrepreneurial. But the longest decoupling period was around this money thing. So if you've got challenging money beliefs, then spending time going to work on that is really super. Okay. So that's it. That would be my recommendations. I hope they all don't sound too confronting, but they are distilled from a couple of years of experimentation. The final thing that I would say is that if you do trust and let go and you experiment and you find a bridging career whilst you're still in your corporate job that can actually pay the way for you over the 3 to 5 years that you're building your startup, that's one thing I also did. I became a commercial photographer while I was in management consulting. So while I'd been retraining and things like that, I've been traveling the world getting paid to shoot amazing photography. So thankfully that's, been paying my way while I've been building my coaching practice. So now I work with people who, through my program, my 12 for 12, to arm them with the necessary skills and confidence and the backing themselves element to actually authentically step out of their corporate career and shape a life, okay, first and foremost, that is authentic to them, and then as part of that process shape their career, okay, because there's no use going full out in an entrepreneurial path if you want to be lifestyle. You know, if you only want to work 9 months a year, don't go and start a retail business where you're going to be working from 6 a.m. in the morning till 11 p.m. at night. You need to look at that and really start to think about all that kind of stuff. So that's really, you know, my 2 cents worth for you guys.